So every person has their own level of comfort or discomfort. When I started Turabify, I didn't know who I was really serving, and so I spent a lot of time just giving general advice. But as I went on for like a couple years, I realized that the advice that I'm giving is not necessarily going to be for everyone. If everyone used my advice, I think they'd be in a better situation. But the ones that are going to pick it up and actually make the most out of it are like leaders and people that are already driven and people that already understand to some degree that discomfort is a part of the equation in terms of improving. But I've met a lot of older people, like some of my mentors, that are like, dude, I have one practice, I'm good. You know, I want to go home and I want to spend time with my family and stuff like that. I'm like, great, like do that. You know, I think a fallacy of this whole self-help stuff is that one thing works for everyone. That's not really how life is. At the end of the day, like we basically take these philosophies and stuff from other people and then just apply them to like us. And we are like super unique. So I went to Ty Lopez's mansion, for instance. Okay, he said one of the oldest pieces of philosophy on business was written on cave walls, and it was know thyself. And he was talking about this in the context of, okay, how many, and he asked a room full of entrepreneurs that showed up to his mansion, like how many of you would gamble $100,000 to make $1 million? If you had $100,000 in your bank account right now, how many of you would risk that to make $1 million? And then he said, okay, how many of you would risk $1 million to make $1 billion? You see what I'm saying? So not everyone's gonna take that role. So you gotta know who you are.
So when do you know you've had enough then?
It'll kind of just hit you, from my understanding. So I just talked to the chief science officer for Red Vive, which is like red light therapy. This guy had like a $5 million practice, you know, like a really like smart dude. He was doing like all these crazy surgeries and stuff, and like, and he just hit a plateau. He's like, you know, body was deteriorating, wasn't spending enough time with his family, and it's just like, you know, so I always advocate keep going until you hit a wall or a ledge, right? Because at least then you know. A lot of people don't even stretch themselves. So that's why I'm like, you kind of gotta, and it's a balance, you know. It's like some days you might be like, oh, you know, and other days you're like, oh my God, I gotta go, you know. But just setting big enough goals that like inspire you. The fastest way to get to where you want is slowly.
What do you mean when you hit a wall? Like when you fail?
No, failure isn't hitting a wall. Failure is a part of the process. You're gonna fail. And I hope ample amounts of failure onto you. Anytime someone gives you like some sort of criticism or something, like you should be like, great, excellent, thank you. Hitting a wall is when you can't move forward with just being alive without changing a fundamental part of yourself. Like hitting a wall, like for me, the wall that I hit was in school when I was like, oh my God, I have to graduate and I have all these requirements to do. And the wall was pretty simple. Okay, you get your shit together and you hop through the hoops that they're forcing you to hop through, or you don't become a dentist. That's a wall. Okay, great. Now I have to change who I am. Or like the last time, you know, I felt a love. You know, the wall was like, oh my God, this hurts so much, right? This is like so deeply painful, but I just have to deal with it. So the wall, in order for me to move past that, was just knowing that that's a part of life and accepting that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the walls that come up are not these things that you can just avoid. A wall comes up and like, you know.
Okay, so what if hitting a wall is just part of your process?
Oh, it is part of the process. Yeah.
How do you know you've had enough? You hit a wall?
Well, the wall will basically convince you to either go through or go around. Right? So either you strengthen yourself enough to go through the wall through brute force, or just realize that's not the direction you should be going. That's like up to your courage, essentially, of like how strongly you believe on what's on the other side of that wall. If you don't believe, and this is the big part about entrepreneurship too, where it's like every single entrepreneurial coach will be like, okay, if you want to set a really big goal, just realize you have to sacrifice a lot. Because if your emotional connection to that goal is big enough, you'll go through that wall, or you'll go around it and just figure out a different way. But if your emotional connection to that goal is not strong enough, then you'll hit a wall and go lateral, which is fine if that's the life you want to live. It's just you're not emotionally connected to your goal enough.
So you probably have to give a part of yourself up, basically.
In order to be places where you've never been before, you have to do things that you've never done before. That is a prerequisite.